On Friday. Okay. So now that I've seen it, I can make sure that doesn't happen again. Awesome. That's pretty cool. Let me go ahead and fix a couple chat windows for me so I can. Oh my God. Holy smokes. I'm big. I'm such a big person on the screen. All right. So we got that. Everything's looking good. Let's go over to all chat so I can see everyone's happy, shiny faces. What am I missing? Oh, I got it. No, everything's fine. Are we on Twitch? Why does it say we're not on Twitch? What the hell? We should be on Twitch right now. We'll do a quick chat test. This is kind of odd. Yeah, we're on Twitch. Okay. Do you know what it is? It's Monday morning. Everybody's still sleeping in. They're like, this is Monday. We're not watching no silly stream on Monday. Well, screw Monday. Oh, Lord. I cannot wait till they add the patch to turn off these darn on-screen prompts. Oh, my Lord. They're like, the prompt is right in front of the screen I'm trying to read, right? You know, so you got to kind of always look to the side. It's so silly. Yeah. Let's not start by complaining, though. No. Let's not do that. Okay, we're coming to Periscope depth. We were coming to Periscope depth. What happened? Oh, I know what happened. I know exactly what happened. I put the wrong depth in. Yeah, 5 feet. Yeah. There we go. Now we're coming right on up. Let's take a look at our weapons after we turn the lights down. Let's get in the mood. Yeah. How's my audio? Audio good? Audio is fantastic. Oh, that's cool. You got binaural audio now. Nice. You guys can hear left, right, all the way around 360 if you have the headphones for it. I'm not sure everybody has that. It's kind of cool, though. I'm glad that they're improving the audio. That's crazy. That's good. That is good. All right, we just gained some sonar contacts at 9.8 feet as intended. Let's go ahead and slow down. All right, let's get on the scope. Let's raise this bad boy up. Number 1 scope, if you will, sir. Okay. We're going to add stability to it. We're going to add the laser. Going to get the laser warmed up. Change it to red so I can actually see it. I don't hear any ESM warnings. Oh, that's land right there. Or a kaiju. Either way, we don't want to run into it. All right, put me on the bearing of CR3. CR3's right here. Let's go to thermal. Or IR. All right, so here we go. Okay, so that's the tanker. Let's get a range on him. Oh my God. Here we go. Laser beam. All right, he's outside my range, my laser range apparently. So we got, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mark a bearing to fire control on this one as a target. I'm gonna call him a warship just because he's an objective. So I'm gonna mark that bearing, and I'm gonna put the range all the way out at like 18,000 yards, like way the hell out there. Angle on the bow is gonna be 90. Speed's gonna be 5 for now. Sometimes these speeds are like 0, you know. I'll put a placeholder speed at 5 knots. A merchant should never be doing 5 knots, by the way. Unless he's like trying to maneuver around something. Even at 5 knots, he would maneuver a merchant. Those things are huge. So, anyway. Yeah. How we doing, y'all? Good audio. Thank you. Yeah. Good afternoon from the UK. Yes. I have an interview tomorrow with someone from the UK. Or at least from Europe. I think he's UK, but I know he's in Europe. So I'm looking forward to that. That's why nuclear power follows steam demand. And that's why nuclear power follows steam demand. Okay. Coffee EXE. I know, right? Yeah, listen, I got my coffee right here. This is required viewing. Required drinking for viewing? That doesn't sound good. Let's just say required viewing, yeah. If I say required drinking, that'll be taken out of context. We don't want that. Let's go look at fire control and just... I'm going to tell him not to update Victor 1. Or pardon me, it's a lady today. Pardon me, lady. Secure updates on Victor 1. I got that one. That one's mine. So we're going to come over here. This is our personal. This is the captain's fire control position. Oh, we also have center contact on that. How about that? That's nice. So we can compare my Victor 1 solution with their Sierra 1 solution. Why can't I zoom in? Okay, there we go. So I put him out at 18,000 yards. Definitely heading south. Because it was like a starboard. No, it was a port angle on the bow. This is looking at a starboard angle on the bow. Let me drag out the ruler so you guys can see. Oh, no, it is. Oh, no, it's port. Never mind. Never mind. I was the one that couldn't see. Okay, it was me. All right, bearing, we're going to go 263 for now. Go ahead and enter that in. Course is 180. Just going to round up a little bit. Speed is going to be, I'll go ahead and put it in 10 knots. 10 knots should be the absolute minimum a merchant ever travels. 15 is much more likely. Not going to merge with anybody. That's just our own personal, this is what I see through the periscope. That's what Victor 1's going to be. Like whenever the game is fully fleshed out and working, we'll take the Victor 1 and we'll merge it with the Sierra number, and it should line right up. But we're not there yet. So right now we're just using Victor numbers as our own personal numbers. So let's get back on the scope and just double check, make sure nothing's changed, because it's been a minute, like literally a minute. I'm doing good, Captain Schmitz. I'm doing really good. Okay, so the new bearing is 262. Should we get the laser beam on him? I don't know if that's on him or not, but I'm going to try it. No. All right, new bearing 262. Let's go down. 2 bearings is minimum to kind of do what I'm doing here. So new bearing 262. I think everything else is the same. Let's apply that. So if we're going to intercept them, we actually are on a good course. I just need to change speed. So let's go ahead and have the pilot lower all mast and antennas. Retract all mast and antennas. I don't have any tow rays out yet. The goal for today, again, in this world, the scenario, it's in peacetime, so no one's shooting anybody. We're going to collect some acoustic intelligence for our spreadsheet. I'm building a spreadsheet for as an acoustic gathering guide, and when it's done, I'll share it with everybody. I'm not going to. It's not like I'm keeping this to myself. But once I get a good tonal map of the contacts in the game as I see them from the arrays, once I get that filled out, I'll post it like on Discord or something. You guys can use it. That's still a long ways away because a lot of the tonals I saw last week on... When was the last time we streamed this? I think it was like a week ago today almost. I saw so many own-ship tonals that I didn't recognize were from own-ship that I don't kind of trust some of that data. So, but now that I know some of our tonals, we could do a map of own-ship. We should do that first. But we're kind of in a time crunch right here because this guy's outrunning us right now. So let's first go back down to 100. Let's go back down to 210 feet. And we should be able to do a standard bell down there. Alonzo's on Rumble. Thank you, man. Alonzo is like putting in some work as a moderator, so I really do appreciate it. We should get you a t-shirt, Alonzo. Alonzo, DM me on Discord, please. How do I send those? It's going to be a link. All I need to know from you is, because you're going to order it yourself, I'm going to give you a link for a free t-shirt. Send me if you want the sub-brief t-shirt. That's this one with the round. Or do you want the Jive Turkey up there? I'm not going to influence your opinion on which one is more popular, but And I'll send you a t-shirt for doing all the moderating work you're doing, okay? Thanks, man. Yeah, he doesn't miss a stream, dude. I mean, the guy's a machine. Let's check our weapons while we're getting down on depth here. So we have Mark 48 loaded in the tubes 1 and 2, harpoons in tubes 3 and 4. This is good. I think we'll also do some weapons testing, but our primary objective today is to build the tonal map for the cargo ship. And we got to figure out the name of this cargo ship too. Right now I'm just going to call him cargo ship or merchant. What's our depth? Okay, let's come ahead standard. Make sure we're not cavitating. Let's go take a look at sonar. No cavitation on sonar. We had good track. Okay. I like that. That's not bad. I noticed the audio's better. So I wonder if something changed. Oh, that's good. All right. It says, thank you, sir. You'll DM me. Okay, yep, thank you. Oh, what's this? Somebody says, I understand your subbrief channel is about. Can you explain the difference between your Jive Turkey and Sonar? Oh, sure. So Sonar and Steel is a series of lectures written by a naval expert who sends me basically the scripts, and then I read them. That's it. This is the Jive Turkey. Oh no, right now I'm on Sonar and Steel. Sonar and Steel is me live streaming video games. Sonar and Steel is the live stream YouTube channel. And then Jive Turkey is the edited episodes of those live streams. So Jive Turkey is videos of video games. Sonar and Steel is live streams of those video games, usually in 4-hour blocks. I'm averaging about 4 hours a live stream now. What can I say? And then Subbrief is simply a lecture series written by a naval professional who spends his entire time going from one military expo, weapons show, whatever you want to call it. A lot of them are called expos, around the world, mostly around Europe and the Middle East. He comes to America like once every couple of years. Next time he comes to America, I'm going to go, I don't care what city he's in, I'm going to meet the guy. I'm going to take him out to dinner because he's been writing our Subbrief lectures for 3 years now. And we've never met face to face. We talk all the time via email and whatever. But I remember one time I accidentally called him. I didn't know how to use the app that was on my phone, and I was trying to text him, and I must have hit the call button instead of the text. So as I'm typing the text, his picture shows up on my phone, and I'm freaking out. I'm like, hi, because you don't call someone unannounced. That's not fair. That's not nice, you know. And thank God he was super cool. I was like, I hope I didn't make you mad. He wanted to talk. I had nothing to talk about. I was like, hey, I just called to say thanks for the script. That's all I was trying to text him, was saying thank you. I let him know that. We talked for maybe 5 minutes, and it was kind of awkward on my end. You know, I don't know what time it was his end, because he's over in Europe, right? Middle East, Europe, you know. Yeah. I am the voice of Subbrief. That's all I do. And then I'm responsible for publishing all 3 channels. That's really my responsibility, is I got to hit the publish button. I take all responsibility for any kind of mistakes and stuff like that. Like on our latest video on Subbrief, there was a lot of people, like more than normal, said that I had mispronounced the ship's name, even though I used a pronunciation guide to pronounce it. And then there was a guy in chat that said, hey, you should use a pronunciation guide, help you pronounce these words better. And I was like, that's exactly what I did. And you guys are still saying I'm wrong. Yeah. Whatever. I don't care. I do care. Just, you know, whenever I do if I do my due diligence, then that's whenever I'm like, I did my best. You know, whenever I can't trust the Oh no. Oh no, what happened, Mr. Fathometer? Let's check the fathometer here. Mr. Fathometer says we have... Oh, wow, yeah. Hold on 1 second. So this is interesting. We just figured something out. This depth is not depth below the keel. Okay. So, the current depth is 1 foot. That's below the keel. Oh, I never changed the scale. Oh, wow. Okay, that's my fault. We just ran aground. That's my fault. Okay. Not a big deal. I thought I had changed the scale into thousands. My bad. Yep. Restart. I thought we had a lot more water beneath us. Yeah. Yeah, Grucy, I know, right? Grucy's freaking out. You sure do love running aground, I know. Yeah. Okie dokie, let's do it again. Let's make sure we set up the fathometer properly this time. Whoops. Whoopsie. All right, I do set it to feet, but then what I forgot to do is I like to set this to like at least 1,000. That's the step I did not do last time. What's our depth right now? Okay, so 400 feet. Yeah. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. We're going to head on up. Ooh. That's a map. Yeah. I like time bearing to be on that plot. Don't necessarily copy me for the way that I do things, because whatever works for you, right? Like, I've got this chart display on so many different displays that it being over there is fine. I really don't like these on-screen prompts are so huge. I'm like, I want to see the display, man. Oh my God. I really hope they fix that. I did bring it up to them. We'll see what they do with it. Yeah. It's very low priority, by the way, but it's just like, that's more of an annoying thing than anything else. All right. Auto crew. Auto crew. Where's my sonar tech at? There they are. Becky's on watch. Hi, Becky. Let's turn the lights down low, baby. That was probably creepy. Probably owe her an apology after watch. Okay. What's our depth right now? Oh crap, we're already there. Wow, we got up fast. We did it. Let's raise the HD mass. Let's raise that ESM mass too. We'll start collecting some intel right now. I got to man the ESM guy too. Let's come over here and man him up. Who's it gonna be today? Oh, it's the Cobb's son. He's there. Okay. He's the one that drove us into the ground last week, whenever that happened. This week it was me. Last week it was him. All right, let's get on the scope, see what we got. No sonar contacts today? What happened? Make sure the ESM mast is raised. All right, ESM mast needs to be bumped a little bit. It is raised, but it's not raised to a high enough length that it's being effective. It's not really out of the water is what I'm saying. So, and the way you can check that is, can you guys see this? Are we still streaming? Yeah, we're still streaming. I'm kind of covering it up, but there's a little raised mast right here. You just kind of drag this little thing up, just like you do the periscope. There we are. Yay. Let's get some AIS data. All right, so we got a warship. Well, a radar, probably a warship. Down to the south. Frequency is 3. Bearing 183. Somebody bears 183. No AIS. Oh, wow. Well, the merchant doesn't have his AIS on, is all that means. Suppose we can grab him and track him. Where's my track button for him? Track. Track him. I mean, here I'm tracking him, but I want to track him. Send him to fire control. Can we send Echo 1 to fire control? Okay. I wonder how you... see, in sonar, you can turn off that bong bong sound. And it's up here on one of these menus. But for here, I don't see the same selection. Well, we'll just lower it then. I just needed a bearing. We know that somebody bears 183. Could be a warship because he doesn't have his radar, or he doesn't have his AIS on. So let's go to 183, which is down this way, over here, right around here. Let's zoom that in, baby. Let's go to IR. Try and look through the clouds if we can. I don't see nobody. Okay. See if we have anybody on sonar. We did. We briefly did. It's funny, we had him below the layer. And once we went above the layer, we didn't have him anymore. Oh, we just regained him. Oh, no, bearing 276. That's a new contact. Who's over there? Who's over there? Let's take a look. Bearing 276. 276. All right. Come on, man. Oh, this way a little bit. There they are. Got them. All right, so let's start. We'll make a visual contact right here, 276. I'm going to call him a warship because he's a target. Going to mark that bearing. His range is way the hell out there, like 20,000 yards. Angle and bow's 90. Speed's 10. Mark that as Victor 1 down. All right, so super duper shallow water. Let's go ahead and lower all masts and antennas, including that ESM mast. Let's go ahead and make sure we're rigged for dive, so whenever we hit the ground, we don't drown. Rig for dive, there we go. Let me make sure all those, we got 2 valve integrity between us and any kind of seawater. So let's make our depth 150 feet this time. Head 2/3. And we are going to change course. Let's head 270 and hope we don't hit that ground again. A real good way to check that is called the chart. So, I'll fix that. Don't you worry about that. All right, so we're looking at water depth here. It says 232 feet. 219, 220, 230, 230, 230, 230. Wow. Does that say 219 again? Yeah. So we're keeping 50 feet between us and the bottom at all times if we stay on course 270. It's going to get as close as 60 feet, 70 feet. But it should never get less than that. So, if the chart's right, and I think it is. Also, I got to turn Victor 1 around. He was going the other way. Let me get on fire control and fix that. Oh, I got to get on. Hold on. This knucklehead right here. I want you to not update Victor 1. Victor 1's my toy, not your toy. All right. So I'm going to come over here and update Victor 1. As it says in the ancient texts. Victor 1. Bearing is good. Range is good. Course is wrong. Let's apply that. All right, so that's what we're closing on right there. So now we're going to make darn sure we don't run aground. Know what I'm saying? Let's make sure we don't run aground. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up my little cursor here. I'm going to very carefully follow our course and make sure it stays 200 feet or greater, and it does. At no point bearing 270 does it get below 219. It's 219 or deeper. So we always have 70 feet or greater below the keel. That's, in very shallow water, that's a good buffer. I'm going to have sonar man the fathometer. Let's see what they say. Let's go to fathometer. Well, okay, enable. It's already enabled. Huh. Okay. Let's take a look at it. See, make sure I'm in the right scale, which is 1,000 feet. This is going to get as close as... It's never going to be below 500 feet, so I might as well put the scale to 500 feet. And we are definitely going to get to within 100 feet. It's going to go danger red for sure. Not much I can do about that. Okay, so we'll keep an eye on that. Everything is all set up. We are going to run at this rate for probably 20 minutes. So we are going to use time compression. I'm confident we're not going to run aground on this course at this depth. It will get close though. If we were in deep water, we would never let it get within 70 feet of the keel. But there's not much we can do about that in this environment. John, holy cow. Yeah, man. John's here, everybody. John was our original OG artist. Did a lot of the logos for Sub Brief and Jive Turkey. The one thing I talked about some of the work you did for the channels. One thing I wanted to mention, the backgrounds we use for every single Sub Brief PowerPoint video, PowerPoint that is a lecture, he made that background. I think he made it in like 30 seconds too, because I was like, hey, I'm looking for a background. You got any ideas? And he came back with this really cool like stencil drawing of different submarines overlapping each other. Oh God. It was like, that's it. That's it exactly. Anyway, thank you, John. Yeah. You got a website now too? Awesome. Promote it. What is it? johnblore.com? Like, what is it? Yeah, for sure, dude. Yeah, John's a big time artist now. I knew him when he was just a pup. But now he's the Da Vinci of our day. johnheavens.com. Awesome. What kind of name is Heavens? That's like a cheat code to get into heaven. I'm like, hey, it's my name, right? Yeah, you can get away with anything. All right, well, that's great, dude. It's good to see you. Yeah, John's a really good dude. Yeah, 9 years, man. 9 years of just bonkers. I've been doing a lot of reflecting over the weekend, going like, this is just nuts. But all right, we've done all we can do except time compression. So let's go ahead and do that. Cross our fingers. Let's try 2 times and see what happens. Let's see. Miles says, I've always wondered about alarms going off in a sub that's trying to be quiet. Yeah, I know, right? Usually if an alarm is going off in a sub, the time to be quiet has ended. Yeah. He says, I'm not knowledgeable on subs. This is Miles continuing. Just curious how that would impact operations and sonar. Oh, opposing sonars. I tell you what, I have heard the bell order of another submarine from my sonar system. That's not normal, by the way. That's not normal at all. But the boxes. Let me come out of time compression so I can show you guys the box. I'm sure they have them all. Ah, there we go. Do you see this little speaker box up in the overhead? Look where that's mounted. That's mounted on a frame, a deck frame that's holding the upper level, right? The level above us. If that box, that speaker box, doesn't have good sound isolation, anything that box makes, whether it's an alarm or it's a helm order or it's make turns for 7 knots or so-and-so laid a maneuvering for your hourly brief, any kind of announcement that comes over that speaker, if that box, the connection, the bolt that's holding it to the ceiling doesn't have proper sound isolation material, that dries out and needs to be replaced regularly, and Russia never does that, so, and neither does China, and so it's always being, it's always drawing out and getting hard and not isolating. That's a joke, but I'm not going to say it. But it's not isolating the sound. So whenever they do an order, it goes to the frame, that metal beam that's going across the ceiling there. Now, on most submarines, most modern submarines, that frame is not physically attached to the hull directly. It is attached, of course, or else it would collapse. But there's another sound isolation mount that is not normally replaced for the entire life of the submarine, all 30 years. That sound isolation mount is an industrial size. It could be as big as a drum. That's literally holding the weight of, and there's lots of them, so it's not just one, but it's holding the weight of the entire deck, all the equipment, all the people, cable runs. So there's multiple isolation mounts, and those, because they're not normally replaced, will last forever, but they do also dry out. Whenever that happens, and the submarine's old enough, and those sound isolation mounts have essentially stopped being rubber and soft and have no absorption ability at all the commands from that box, whether it's an alarm or a voice or whatever, goes right to the water. And then if you're close enough, you can hear it. And that's one situation that I was in. And it was during a war game, so it wasn't even like a mission or nothing. But I was like, they just ordered a 2/3 bell, Captain. You know, and sure enough, they sped up. So, yeah, if you're on submarines, check your fucking speaker boxes. You know, unless you're Chinese or Russian, just don't even bother, because it's how we track you. But yeah, to get back to your original question, if the alarm goes off, of course you still want to be quiet, but you also want to put the fire out or stop letting the seawater come inside the people tank. You don't want that. It's not where it belongs. All right, let's go back into time compression. Stop answering silly questions. It wasn't silly. It was a good question. Yeah. All right, time compression ×2. Oh shit, ×2. Not ×4. Let's go ×2. Make sure we don't do anything crazy. Angel VRU, thank you for resubbing again. And we got Miles of the Oceans followed. P Pistol raided. Oh wow, we had a raid. Welcome everybody from P Pistol's channel. P Pistol streams early. I wasn't even up yet. He was streaming. Him and Ninja are 2 very early morning streamers. Uh-oh. My audio's jacked up again. One of these days I'm going to replace this amp. I'm telling you. Oh my gosh, Hayden from UK. How's it going, buddy? Yeah. Yeah, I was telling the group earlier, I've got an interview with somebody from the UK tomorrow. It's going to be on the YouTubes. Once it's published, I'll give you guys the link. So it's going to be fun. I have no idea what we're going to talk about. I've done zero preparation. They sent me an invite. I clicked yes. It appeared on my Outlook calendar. It might be a virus. I don't know. I know tomorrow I got to click it, and it's supposed to turn on the camera. Yeah. It's going to be fun. All right, we're going to go to 4 times. Oh, what's our speed? Did I ever speed up? I meant to. I might have forgot to speed up. Let's double check. Let's double check our speed at the speed box. 10 knots is not bad, but we can do better than that. Let's go. 15 knots. Yeah, now we're moving. Now we're moving. That's right, boys. Let's make sure we're not going to hit the ground. Maybe I should just leave the camera right here while we're in. Yeah, this is probably a better idea. We need to be looking at the fathometer because sonar ain't paying no attention to it, no matter what I told him to do. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. P Pistol says he's got kids. Oh my gosh, I'm afraid now. You multiplied? First of all, you found a woman? Well, congratulations. Well done, sir. Those things are rare. How do you find one of those? Apparently it's not by playing video games. Pro tip. Legend says YouTube live chat is invisible to Aaron. No, I'm reading YouTube live chat. It's right there. I see Ranky says Legends. Yeah, see? I read your... There it is. Yeah. I even read yours. Let's see. On Friday, we didn't go to YouTube. It was embarrassing. We had done a 4-hour stream. It was the 9-year anniversary stream, having a great time. I'm about to wrap it up, and I glance up. YouTube, the little toggle on or off is on off. And I'm like, oh no. We just spent 4 hours celebrating 9 years of streaming to YouTube. And on that one day, did not go to YouTube. And I was like, if that doesn't just sum up the last 9 years, that's about how it goes, you know? Yeah. Hey, Harold. John Blair says, you think it's bad? You should have been around before he wore glasses. Oh, I know. Yeah, I have to wear glasses now. Like, I used to have a choice. Like, things are blurry without glasses now. It's really bad. Yeah. I'm praying they don't get worse. You know, I don't know what's next. Someone needs to invent, like, a cyberpunk... The fuck? Oh, it's active sonar. It's active. What's our... We're not going to run aground. Active sonar. That's not active. Oh, yeah, that's right there. Oh, I see. That's a toggle. Okay. All right. What do we got here? We got 7 kilohertz at 3 PRF. That is a Type 052. Bravo, baby. Chinese warship. I want to call it a frigate, but I think China calls it a destroyer, so I'll call it a destroyer. Let's buzz that bearing to fire control. Where's it at? Show me again. 272. Oh, right in front of us. What's the pulse width? It was 3-second pulse. Oh, the signal's 43. I assume that's decibels. I mean, so I wish it would put the actual units on the screen. That would really help. But yeah, if it's 40 decibels, that's nothing. Yeah. Try harder, bro. All right. Nothing to worry about. Nothing to see here. Let's check that we're not going to run aground. Double checking here. Okay. I do want to adjust course to the southwest. So if I drag my cursor this direction, I see 240 feet. Oh, it gets to 187 right there. Don't do that. So there's a shallow area right there. I wish I could mark that on the chart. Like right where my cursor's at is very shallow. So we want to come over here first, get into the shipping lane, and then head south, which is like the worst way to do it tactically, because he has a trailing ASW asset that we're going to run up on first, which is that Type 52 Bravo, we just heard the active of. I'm just checking the depths again. So we're going to continue to head west for a while. Our speed should be 15 knots now. Let's double check that. It is. I could speed up a little bit. We might cavitate if I speed up. Let me just see. I kind of don't care if we cavitate, but you know, I like to practice good habits. You know, cavitating is not a good habit. Let's see, at what speed do we start cavitating? We're at 17 knots, no cavitation. 18, 19, 20, 21, 23. All right, 24. Sounds good. Oh, okay. Well, now we have two actives? No, that's the same active. I'm not sure why I gave it two different track numbers. It's the same active, same bearing. Well, it's 5 degrees off. That's why I gave it a new number. Oh, signal. That's signal strength. Never mind. The bearing's the same. It had a significant change in loudness by 5 decibels, which is pretty good. Doesn't mean it's a new contact, though. Okay. I said we would watch the fathometer, so that's what we're going to do. What does that say right there? That's 500 feet. Okay. If it gets really, really shallow, we're going to come out of time compression here. Let's go to 4 times because that was working pretty good. Are the whales safe today? The whales are never safe. Never. Why are the active sonar don't show up on the sphere? I don't know. That's a good question. 7 kilohertz should definitely show up, and it doesn't. Just catching up on chat. I'm even checking the YouTube chat. Yep, everybody's caught up. Okay. Oh, it's starting to get deep again. Yeah. Second question from Reiki, the dentist, says, where is the fathometer apparatus located? It's on the keel itself, the bottom of the submarine. Towards the bow. There's more than one, but there's a primary one too. Northern Virginia, I don't know exactly where it is. That's kind of specific. Yeah. I know where it is on the 688, but that's not what we're on in this game, so. But also understand that there's more than one. The primary fathometer has one big one, but then there's more than one. Other ones. Oh, hey, we're finally cavitating. Why are we cavitating now and we weren't cavitating before? What changed? That's odd. Let's take a look at the environment. Maybe the water temperature changed? The water density became less dense. Thus, now we're cavitating. Or our speed changed. Our speed was 24 knots. And it's now 25. So I bet you, let's just manually dial in the speed of 24 and see if it stops cavitating. So make turns. We'll say 23 knots just to be pedantic. Make turns for 23 knots. And I bet you cavitation goes away. It does. So 25 knots at 200 feet, 150 feet is on the edge of cavitation. So go ahead and order your full bell, but then scale it back by saying make turns for 23, 24 knots if you want to push it. There's no reason to push it. The difference between 23 knots and 24 knots is, well, 1 nautical mile an hour, but it's not, in the big scheme of things, not a big deal. You're still making 23 knots. Yeah. And we're running right at this dude. This guy's right off our bow. And I don't care. Redundancy is important. It is important, yeah. Rob, USV. Or is it USVI? I know what a USV is. What's a USVI? Or it could be US 6 if it's a Roman numeral. Are you a Roman, Rob? He could be Rome. Let's see. Somebody says, first time catching you live. Okay, cool. Well, welcome to it, sir. Let's see if he's got a question. His name is Torden. But can you say anything about what pros and cons of the Baltic Sea brings? Not really, no. We're in the South China Sea today. I could talk all day about South China Sea. Where can I join the Jive Turkey Submarine Training Boot Camp? Listen, I don't need a fourth YouTube channel. Stop it. Oh, you're on the Virgin Islands. Oh my God, that's cool, dude. Oh my gosh, I'm so jealous of you. I wish I was in the Virgin Islands. That must be nice. Man, that's gotta be nice. I'm on my pretend submarine instead. All right, I need to unzoom from that so that I can look at the chart. Oh, we're almost to where we need to be. Actually, yeah, let's see if we can turn south now without hitting anything. I really want to go south. Let's see, what does it say? It says 200 feet, right? 300 feet, 280, 285, 272, okay. Got it. Okay, we're going to turn to the south. Oh, heading 1180. I'm going to tweak that a little bit. Let's make it 190. I want about 10 degrees closing, so we're not just parallel course. But I also can't leave them in my forward end fire. But what I want to do is I want to get close where I can deploy the towed arrays, and we can see what his acoustic signature looks like. That's our first goal. That's our first thing that we're going to do today. Yep. There he is. His last bearing was 260. Okay. Got it. Once we're on course, we should come up. We'll plug the periscope up and see where he's at. Oh, look at that fan. Oh, that's beautiful. All right, this fire control person right here that is invisible is doing a good job. That's a good fan. Alrighty. Let's come on up to 4 feet. Definitely going to cavitate big time. Head 2/3. We're coming up. Let's go ahead 1/3. Once we're below 10 knots, I'll raise the photonics mast. Let's go and get the photonics mast selected. Where are we at? 14 knots is at the top. We're waiting on 10 knots here. You want to be under 10. There we go. We'll go ahead and raise it up. Power on that laser. We're going to be within range for the laser to be working, so let's take a look. Are we cavitating? No, we're not. All right, there's Mr. Triangle. Oh my God. Can I get a range to him? I'll mark that knucklehead on the chart if it gives me a range. Nope. Okay, know that shallow water bears 240. We could run aground if we go that direction. Son of a gun. That's so terrifying. That's not on the chart. That's not on the chart. Oh my God. There's one right in front of us. All right, 210. He's off to our starboard side. I hate all these shallow areas between us and the target. I'm trying to close the target. All right, 210. Let's definitely look right in front of us. Okay, I don't see... Oh, fuck. I freaked out. I saw all this land and freaked out. Oh my God, that was a jump scare. All right, well, yeah, we do. We got shallow water right in front of us. Son of a gun. What's a safe course? I don't know. I'm trying to get to the west. Like, if you look at the chart, it's nothing but open water to the west, but in reality, it's a bunch of shoals that will definitely run us aground if we go west. It's terrifying. All right, let's find a good course. I want to head west and not hit anything. Okay. Avoid 215. Oh my God. Avoid 215. Oh my God. Can I go 230? Looks like I can go 230. Oh my God, that's 10 degrees to this guy. No, that's 240. So 215 and 240. What's the middle of that? 220? No. It would be 230 ish. Oh my God. There's no way to go to the west, it seems. It's nothing but shallow water. Here's another one at 240. I'm in this cauldron of these little tiny spires that are coming up called atolls. Honestly, let's just go 260. Let's go back to the course we were on. It's not time to go south yet. Yeah, that's what we got to do. What's his range? I'm going to put him on the chart. I'm going to point this guy. This is the guy that we're trying to close on. Come on. There we go. Seriously, can I have my laser? Oh, wow. There we go. Still no return. This is a big old merchant ship. Like, 50,000 tons of cargo there. Broadside, no range. This is our Type 52 Bravo. We saw him go inactive earlier. He could be going active right now. I turned the alarm off. No range on him. We should definitely be getting a range. Well, he has an angled bow, so the laser could be reflected back up instead of back at me. But a safe course would appear to be 270. Okay, I want to say 260. If I came to course 260, I don't see any shoals, any islands. Like, you literally can't trust the chart when you're this close to land. You have to look at the topography. Yeah, that dude's close. That's got to be 10,000 yards, if not less. Am I in high power? Yeah. All right. So he's about half a division high power. That's actually, according to my notes, that's about 15,000 yards. Okay. All right, let's come left 265. Heading 265. Enter. Let's lower all mast and antennas. Let's make our depth 150 feet. And let's speed back up to a head standard. Oh, Sledgehammer, thank you for resubbing. He says, there's been a subscriber for 10 months. Hope it helps refill the Liberty chest. Oh, yeah, thank you. Yeah, every little bit helps, for sure. I know we cleared it out the other night with the anniversary. Oh, yeah, there was alcohol involved after the stream on that day. That was, it was a fun weekend. It was a good time. Oh, what's going on here? Okay. All right. Now let's make sure that we're not going to hit anything. I'm just checking the depth again. Oh, it gets to 170 right there. Oh my God. This is so bad. Oh, so I gotta update Victor 1. His bearing is actually 2. I'll call it 2 something. 265. 265. That's a 265. His range is outside 12, so his speed's got to be 0. He's not moving hardly at all. All right, so that's him right there. And if I go down this course, let's go back to the chart. Which one's the chart? Fuck. 4. Okay, F4 is the chart. I literally can't stay on this course. We will run aground. Like, nowhere is safe. So I need to figure out a better course, I guess. Yeah, right there, 160. Right where my cursor is where we will run aground. So if I come down here, that's less than 100 feet. Oh my God, this is so dumb. So also, if we shot torpedoes that direction, the torpedoes would just run aground. We got to go to the north. No, that says 0. Okay, we're inside a bowl. Let's slow down. Let's slow down. This is not going to work. I don't know of any safe direction. Let's head north. We're inside a J hook. And so, and the bottom of the hook is directly south. So I'm trying to get out of this hook and into the shipping lane, and then I can head south. So let's just verify to the north. It's not the same thing. Like, we might be in a bowl. Like, if it's that shallow to the north, we're kind of screwed. Oh my God, it gets shallow right there. 85 feet. Fuck this game. All right, we're gonna need to find a different map. I can't do what I'm trying to do on that map. So we will build our own map. I want a warship. I want it to be deep. Well, that's going to be us, but yeah. Ranged enemies. Make it close. Make it close. Deep water, though. Deep, 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 deep. Hammer deep over and over again. No civilian traffic. Time of day is going to be day. Good conditions. We want to be block 4. We are going to build our acoustic library is what we're working on. We're not working on any kind of missions with no goals. We're going to build an acoustic library of every contact in the game. A spreadsheet, an Excel spreadsheet. And once it's finished, I'll publish it on Discord. That's the goal. Okay, here we go. Let's turn this on, just see what the bottom depth is. I told it to put us in deep water. Let's see what it did. That's pretty deep. Good, good, good. All right, so let's go with, oh yeah, let's change the scale to feet. Sure. Okay. That's perfect. That's what I want that to be. Let's go ahead and get us up to periscope depth, 5-4 feet. Head 2/3. Go ahead and finish setting up our displays. Those displays are good. Let's get fire control on his job. Oh, shit. Let's try that guy. There we go, there we go. And then get sonar on their job. Let's get ESM on his job. Two days since our last war crime. Good job, good job. We could set that back up. So right now our course is 220. 228, something like that. Yeah, 228. So we're coming down this way. Let's take a look at the cursor and just drag the cursor kind of out this direction. Oh, come on, cursor. Just see what's ahead of us. 13,000. Yeah, it's deep water all the way around. No fancy surprises. Awesome. This is what I want to be in. Let's turn the lights off. Let's set up our fire control station the way I like it. I like to be in relative for the bearing. Let's check our weapons. We have Mark 48s all around. We will do a Mark 48 test at the end. We'll do a trial shoot. Very strong. Our depth is 15 feet. Are you kidding me? We're on the surface. Okay. Rig ship for dive. Head 1/3. Raise the HDR mast. Shut the head valve. Open the vents. Sorry if that's loud. Okay, venting forward. Venting aft. Venting forward. Venting aft. Look down the bearing before we go under. Ah, motherfucker. Oh. Well, hello there, Mr. LHD. 6,000 yards away bearing. Well, mark that bearing. Mark it, mark it, mark it. With a warship. Boom. That's Victor 1. You my bitch now. You my bitch. All right, let's get out of here. Tracked all masted antennas. Dive, make your depth 200 feet. Let's go ahead and take a look at the environment. Layers at 72 feet. Okay. Okay. So 10,000 yards. So shadow zone goes from 1,000, we'll say 2,000 to 10,000. That's a big, big shadow zone. Active sonar. Mom's calling. Five kill. That's a type 55. Yep. That is a type 55 destroyer. That's a bad boy right there. This is good. So we only saw the LHD, the big flat top aircraft carrier looking thing, but we just heard sonar from his escort, which is the warship, and it's the best warship in the Chinese Navy. And that bears 199. Oh, wait. Oh. So it says 134 here. What was the 19? Oh, that's the contact number. The track number was 199. Okay. That's interesting. I wonder why it chose that number. That confused me. I thought it was the bearing at first. Okay, where are we at? There we go. So everybody's down this way. So there's a contact. The active contact is right where my cursor's at. Probably closer. Let's take a look at sonar. Okay, so we got really good track. This is awesome. Let's head 180, 190. I had the bearing wrong on that. I just realized. Yeah. The bearing was 132 was on the other side of the contact. All right, so we got to put total rays out. This is good. Let's come to 180 and put out the total rays. 180 ahead 1/3. Let's go ahead 2/3. Let's put out the fat line. I think I can get away with just using the fat line today for our purposes. So as long as it's in peacetime, we're going to be fine. Make sure there's no shallow water to the south. Just double check in. Yeah, everything's very deep, very deep. Okay. Oh yeah, let's tell him not to update Victor 1 while I'm thinking about it. Otherwise, I will forget. Victor 1 is mine. You do everything else. Okay. Let's go to Victor 1. His bearing was, yeah, that's about right. 6,000 yards was right. Course is good. I don't know speed. I'm assuming 5 knots minimum. I hope he's not dead in the water. We got to get these guys when they're moving. That's going to be when we see their tonals properly. Yeah, so if he's 5,000 yards away on our total ray, we should get really good track. All right, let's head up to, why is our depth 200 feet? What did I order? I might have ordered that. I don't know. I forgot. Oh, yeah, I ordered 200 feet. Okay. Let's come up to 150. Head 1/3. And we'll see if we have good total ray. This guy's about 6,000 yards away off of our port quarter, port beam practically. A really good position for our total ray to look at him, which is why I drove this course. And we'll see what we have. He's in that shadow zone, so I'm not surprised we don't have him. Wall range was 2,000 yards short. Was usually pretty good inside 10,000 yards, but not today. I'm glad that it's calling the range closer than it actually is, though. That's better than being long by a lot. If you're going to call a range, call it short. Jack's good morning. Good morning. Nightcrawler says good Monday morning. You in the public, yeah. Don't call your total ray fat. Hey, listen. I've been out to lunch with him. He knows. He knows. All right, let's. We're right ahead 1/3. Let's come up to 100 feet. If I can't track him at 100 feet, I'll come to periscope depth. But I really wanted to stay submerged while I had this guy. And let's go ahead and pull up our total ray, y'all. Now, if we listen on the bearing on the sphere, yeah, it's funny how that noise is definitely a contact, but it doesn't show up. Like, if I can hear it that well, it should have a trace. Yeah. I don't know. So at least one contact out there is turning a shaft, is making way. So we're going to get a good recording on a minimum of one person, one contact. What's our depth now? Our depth is 150 feet, essentially. 5 knots. No contact. All right, let's head to periscope depth. I'll do it at periscope depth. Doesn't matter. You know, it's fine. Let's go to 5.3 feet. Let's get super. Oh, that's interesting. I just realized that. The calculator's upside down. Well, no, it's not. It depends on how you look at it. Yeah. It's fine. It's not upside down. Okay. That's just my dyslexia kicking in. That's all that is. No big deal. Oh, I broke it. Shit. Crap. Can I... Okay, it's back. No problem. I fixed it. I should get a medal. I fixed the periscope. All right, 1-3 feet coming up. Let's go ahead and raise the mast. Hey, Just Thanks. Thanks for the 6-month resub. Appreciate that. Yeah, we're building our acoustic library. While it's easy, it will get very difficult once they start shooting us. So I'm taking advantage of this time where they're not shooting us to build the acoustic library. We won't be able to do this whenever they start responding. And I know there's a patch. They said they were going to patch the game at the end of the month. Now, to be fair, they didn't say which month. It might be September. But I'm hoping it's June. We'll see. Oh, we had a little hit. A little transient there. You see that? Look at that. That's good times. Where do you post your advice? Oh, I don't advertise nothing. The Nightcrawler, the only consistent stream is Wednesdays at noon, every Wednesday, every single one, and then Fridays at noon, every single one. And I'm hesitating because this Friday, we're not streaming at all this Friday. So there are some exceptions, but Wednesdays and Fridays is when we do our streams. And you don't have to worry about missing a stream because every stream becomes a video on the Jive Turkey YouTube page. So it's not a big deal if you miss one. You can always watch them over there. What's our depth? Okay. This guy's close. 5,000 yards. Come on, dive. Get this pig up. Yeah, Wednesdays and Fridays. That's the days you want to check Twitch. Are you on Twitch? Oh, you're from YouTube. So you're watching on the Sonar and Steel channel. Just check the Sonar and Steel channel every Wednesday at noon Eastern time and Friday at noon Eastern time. And if I'm streaming that day, oh my God, we're going to die. This is called a collision course. God, I'm so tempted to let it happen, but I'm not going to. Not going to. He will pass behind us, technically. He'll pass behind the sonar sphere. But since the sonar sphere is on the front of the boat, passing behind the sonar sphere doesn't mean he won't hit us. Because guess who else is behind the front of the boat? The rest of the boat. So, but his bearing rate is, holy smokes, it's fast. How close is this dude? 1,100 yards. All right, well, we don't want to slow down. We're passing in front of this guy. We need to very quickly get to sonar. Like, I need to write down these fucking frequencies. Okay, that's him. Toad array. Oh my God. How is he drawing forward on the toad array and aft on the sphere? Holy shit. That is literally a collision. He's going to pass between us and our toad array. Oh, I should not be so excited about this. This is not good. This is terrible. I just need really good intel is what I need. Get ready to go emergency deep. Yeah. Come on. If we don't have frequencies, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Give me the frequencies. We got to have frequencies. Come on, bro. We're 1,000 yards from this guy. He's passing between us and our toad array. Because I'm brilliant at driving submarines, apparently. Oh, sweet Jesus. This guy has no frequencies. Why? This guy's a ghost. Oh, please give me something. This is crazy. I am uncomfortably close to this very large warship. And there's no frequencies. There's nothing. What? Okay. Let's calm down. Let's put out TB29, or what does this game call it? It's the new one. Oh, it's still the TB29. Okay, yeah. Oh my God. Okay, well, while we're waiting on that to deploy, let's take a quick look at him. Because this guy is going to be... Oh, we need to get a good range. Oh, he's already past CPA and opening. To give you an idea of how far behind us the towed array is, our towed array is on the other side of that ship. Yeah. It's a long ways out there. Damn it. Hit the range button. All right, 600 yards. Yep. I cannot believe at 5 knots we do not have any sonar information on this chucklehead. That's ridiculous. What kind of game am I playing here? This guy's a ghost. I'm literally dragging the towed array beneath his keel. We might lose the towed array. Yeah, we might lose the towed array. That's a good way to lose it. He has no tonals. What the fuck? All right, this episode's sponsored by China. The fuck? This is incredible. Okay, but this is actually really important. There is no tonals on the LHD. No information is still information. So we won't waste our time ever doing that again. We'll have to check it after they patch the game and see if they add some. But just to get back on the scope, we quite literally, and by accident, drug our towed array beneath him. He ran over our towed array. No tonals. So he doesn't make tonals. He makes broadband noise. You can see it right there. Doesn't make narrowband noise. That's fine. Now we know. Where's his escort at? Let's go to ESM and find out. Let's launch ESM. ESM was what, F8? F7? Yeah, it's this one right here. We should have a really strong ESM contact. Well, 2. Huh. Assuming that guy's running his radar because he's really close. Well, maybe not. Interesting. Where did his escort go? All right, let's look down this bearing. Sonar says there's something down this way. Looks like some clouds, maybe a little bit of a storm. Okay, what the fuck? Nothing on that bearing. We have more bearings. Let's check this bearing. A lot of clouds. Oh, what's that? That's a wake. What the fuck? That's a wake. Oh my god, get back on it. Oh no. I accidentally right-clicked. That might break the game. If you right-click while you're on the periscope, it can send it into wild mode. Yeah, it's in wild mode now. See how it's just kind of moving on its own? That's because I hit right-click by accident. This scope is toast. Might as well lower it. Oh, that sucks. We'll use the second one. That's why the good Lord gave us 2. All right, don't do that again. It's a feature. Is it raised? It should be raised. All right, hold on. Did I break the whole thing? Apparently I did, because it didn't raise. Interesting. All right, it's back. Okay. This is the second scope. I want to look down here. We're going to have to lower the ESM mast. The ESM mast should be... Oh, it is behind me. Okay, yeah. Let's lower the ESM mast. Bye-bye. Thank you for getting out of the way. Yeah, something's wrong. What's our depth? Yeah. This one's not raising or lowering. Wow, I think I broke the game. It's not doing nothing. Like, you can tell it's raised out of its housing, so that part's good, but it's not extending above the water line as it should. Huh. Let me go back to here and see, it says it's raised again. Let me just reset it. Let's lower all mast and antennas. And then we'll change depth by like a foot. We'll change heading to 090. And we'll speed up to head 2/3. We'll get some speed going, get this up to about 7 knots, and then we'll slow back down again. Okay. And we are coming to the left. Excellent. I'll keep the speed up until we're steady on course, actually. So once we were at 090, we'll slow back down again. Congrats on my underhaul. I know, right? Yeah, yeah. Still not ready for prime time? Yeah, it's definitely not ready for prime time. It's just, I want to build the acoustic tonal library for us. We're going to make hay out of what we have. You know, we're not going to sit here and not play this game that is functional. It doesn't crash. Watch it crash now I said that. No. All right, we're going to go to 4 times until we're on course because we're taking our time coming to course. 090. What I want to find is his escort, that Type 55. He's out there. We heard his active. He's out there. Okay. Let's do that. Let's slow back down to 1/3. Let's go back to sonar. Sonar is F5. There we go. And then we can check the active. His bearing is 134. Yeah, so there should be a Type 55. It's very weak. Now, well, I take that back. It's not weak. Okay. So he bears 134. That's where we want to look. Oh, let's go from the helm. Let's raise the number 2 mast. Number 2 is selected. Then we're going to go back to the station, and we're going to select number 2. Number 2 is selected. This should be orange, and it's not. That's what's messing this thing up. Whenever you raise the mast over there, this should turn orange. And it clearly is raised, because we can see it's outside the sail by a foot. And then this is what extends it beyond that point. Yeah, so both masts are broken now. Fudge. Oh, wait. I have the wrong one selected. Never mind. I have the wrong one selected. I forgot about this little tab down here. It should go up now. Well, oh, never mind. Never mind. The uppy downy bit is not working properly. Oh, well. I thought if we went to the other optical, it would do it, but it didn't. What can I say? Let's go ahead and lower all mast and antennas. 135. Let's see. We can do this with sonar if there's no other contact on that bearing. Now there's 315 is the big boy. Was I dyslexic? Was I reading the wrong bearing? That definitely says 134. There's active bearing 134. Oh. Well, that's not 134. That's literally 315. That's not even relative 134. Oh, well, I guess if we're headed east, that would be relative 134. But we're not in relative mode. And it's not, this bearing should be in true. Let's switch to relative and see what happens. That active happened right before I changed it. I wonder if this bearing will start saying 315 now on the next active. That's the active alarm. That's expected. The relative bearing is 134 on the port side. Oh, is it all the way down here at the bottom? Oh, I was looking at the old one. Oh my God. Why is the new information not at the top? What the fuck? So every time you want to get the new information, you got to scroll to the bottom? Well, let's hit track. I bet you if I track it, it stays with it, right? Yeah. So that's just bass-ackwards. Like, why would you put old information at the top? Yeah, that doesn't make any sense, but whatever. I'm just got to learn how the game operates. Yeah, even though I hit track, it's still assigning a new number every time. We've had over 500 contacts of active. That's just really not good. Let's turn that off. It's kind of annoying. I wonder if it's saying that 7 kilohertz, or no, it's 5 kilohertz. It matches up with the LHD, and look at the bearing rate. What's the bearing rate of the active? 340, 332, every how many seconds? Every 30 seconds. We are getting 2 different pings every 30 seconds. Like right here, we got 2 pings, but from the same bearing, so there's a lot of things wrong with this, and this is very low priority, but everything new should always be at the top. Everything that's tracked should be highlighted somewhere and maintained. The bearings are working, but yeah, the bearings are working. It was just a coincidence that the relative bearing worked as well. Yep. Okay. All right. Let's do some torpedo practice on sonar bearings only. All right, let's come to course 020. Let's lower all masted antennas in case we didn't already. All right, it's heading 020, and we're going to shoot him with 2 Mark 48 torpedoes. Head 2/3. We'll keep the speed up until we get around. We're gonna have to depend on fire control solution, which I have no confidence in. This is what he came up with. Fire control thinks he's heading 270 at 12 knots. I do like the range. I'm sorry. Yeah, the range is 7.7, almost 8,000 yards. Okay, that's actually not bad. All right, are we steady on course yet? It's good enough for the torpedoes, my point. All right, let's go ahead and prep the tubes while we're still coming around. I'm going to shoot tubes 1 and tube 2. Flooding both. Let's assign Sierra 1. Let's make sure we apply that. There we go. Let's start with tube 1. Sierra 1. Let's go with tube 2. Apply Sierra 1 solution in the presets. Let's go back to the tubes. Let's open the outer doors on both. Door is open. Arm the weapon. Arm the weapon. We are steady on course at 10 knots. Let's shoot tube 2. Okay, and then shoot tube. There we go. This one's going to the periscope because we ain't got none that works. And I just want to double check narrowband again is just like, let's go with 3. Yeah, we got 3. Even if I go to 5 gram, it doesn't really matter. Let me turn this down just a touch. Everything, as far as narrowband goes, I care about 750 and less. And I really care about the 300 area. So I don't care how white this gets. I need this to be a little bit less. Let's turn down the input just a touch. And make sure our cursor's on the right bearing. There it is. Okay. It's possible that they don't have narrowband tonals on this contact in the game yet. That's perfectly possible. Oh, what's that? All right, so we got 83, 154. So we got doublets at 80. 154. Okay, definitely some narrowband tunnels here. All right, so we got 80 hertz times 2, so that's doublets. A very strong 150. So much so that it's harmonizing all the way down the array. Look at that. Okay. I was just seeing if there's anything on TB29. I don't know why TB29 is not so much better than the tactical array. It's almost like they have the arrays backwards. Like this array is super sensitive and it acts like it's deaf as a post when you compare it to this array. Are the inputs the same? If I go, yeah, the inputs are the same. Okay. Aha, we finally got the bearing. Okay. So we do have a strong 150 just for a second there. Okay. This bearing rate's so high, it's driving through my update rate pretty fast. Oh, that could also be the weapon too, because the weapon should have merged on the bearing. They did. So it's possible the 50 and 150. Oh, the harmonizing was definitely the weapon. So yeah, scratch the 150. That's what a torpedo looks like. In this game, by the way. In this game. All right, let's turn off narrowband and just listen to it and see what he sounds like. Kind of loud. Okay. That's a ship all day long. All right, we should get a couple hits on it. We don't have a scope, so let's go ahead and we'll take a little jaunt outside this ship. This is the guy we're shooting at. Wow. Okay. LHD has active. Fucking retarded, but okay. It was 5 kilohertz, right? Yeah. It was 5 kilohertz. What was the PRF on the active? One. Same as the Type 55. That's so dumb. But whatever. It might be realistic, by the way. I don't know. I don't think it is, but I don't know. All right, let's see if we can see where our torpedoes are at compared to this thing. They should be coming right up the rear end, but it's possible that they've already missed because this guy was not that far away, 7,000 yards. He's not even enabled yet. All right, let's go to fire control. Let's go to here. Let's take a look at our weapon. There it is. That's the one I'm looking for. It's still in transit. He's in straight search, right? Let's go high to high. I'm gonna start driving tube 2 around. And let's enable the weapon. Passive search. Uh-oh. What's he doing? Why is he turning? That's interesting. I didn't tell him to turn. I just told him to start searching. Enter search mode, passive sonar. I'm just seeing if it can hear anything. It probably can't because it's at 300 feet. Let's use active sonar instead. I wonder why it made that course change. That's odd. I don't know. Let's go to the other tube and see what the other tube is doing. He's still transiting. Yeah, I'm not going to touch that one. I want to. This is our control group for our experiment. Tube 2 is the one that I fussed with, but I didn't expect him to turn. Huh. Let's go ahead and compress some time and see what happens. 4 times. Let's watch them both go out past where we think the contact is. Okay. It says he's 9,000 yards away. And fire control has him out at 11,000 yards, which after all this time it probably is, because he drove out away from us. So weapon 1's past his track. Let's go to tube 1. Tube 1 is still transiting. Yeah, very odd. I don't know. Chasing the Nixie, maybe. Could be, could be. Bring weapons above the layer. I could do that. I sure could. But I'm testing the weapon. There it is. So the one that I did not touch at 300 feet saw the target. The one that I activated early, let me go back to real time, completely whiffed. He should turn back to the south. There he goes. What I did there is I hit apply solution to remind this torpedo that the target's right there. Therefore, now the torpedo's coming back around to it. So that one's about to hit. It's in real time, so let's go to the camera. We'll watch it happen. It'll be fun. Which one's which? Oh, we're underneath the weapon now. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Explode! Explode! You're going beneath the ships right above you. You literally passed right beneath it. What the hell? Okay. Well, that's funny. Uh-oh. Now it's tracking something else. It just made a little depth adjustment. Yeah. Okay, so now it's going into reattack? Okay. Let's see what reattack looks like. It definitely made a depth change shallower. It should have hit it the first time. I mean, come on. Trying to move the camera above the waterline for us. Massive scrolling happening. Uh-oh. Is it coming after us? It might be coming after us. It's definitely coming after us. Are you kidding me? Traitor! Yep, I know. I'm turning the weapon back around. So, the contact type says surface attack, which means it needs to be close enough to the surface to explode on influence, which means you get close enough to the hull, it detects the hull magnetically, and then explodes. That did not happen. This guy's about to hit it. Okay, Jesus Christ, okay. In your face. Yeah, there we go. That's a good explosion. See, now that one worked normally. I wonder why the first one just went underneath the keel. That makes very little sense. Because they both have the same presets in terms of what depth to run at. And speed, too. Yeah. That's a pretty good shot. Because that hit the engine room. Let me get off of that. Let's go to here. This guy, hopefully he's about to hit. It shouldn't take long to catch back up to the ship. I didn't let the torpedo get that far away. Once I realized he was coming after us, I steered him back. Yeah, and this is going to hit him right in the pooper. We're going to break that door off. Well, the torpedo, whenever it went into attack mode, came above the layer. The torpedo was like 40 feet, 30 maybe, below the surface. The layer is at 70 feet, twice that. So in that instance, it had nothing to do with the layer. And visually, it looked like it should have been close enough for influence to trigger the warhead. Let's go back below and just make sure. Yeah, I mean, he's pretty close to the surface. He's definitely closer to the ship now than he was the first time, for sure. Okay, and that time it exploded. That should have blown the propellers right off, bent the shafts. So what would happen in that case? You bend the shafts with that explosion. The shafts were turning at whatever speed, and just inertia and momentum rips them apart, right? It's not like the blast ripped them apart. It's the way that they're spinning and all that mass, because those screws are extremely big and heavy and have a lot of mass. So we know this guy has active sonar now, which is not, in a way, it's not surprising because the Russians put active sonar on their aircraft carrier too, which from an American point of view is hilarious and a waste of money. But why not? You know, Russia be Russia. Apparently China be China. And 2 Mark 48s should definitely sink this chucklehead. Just curious as to how the damage model is going to treat 2 hits. Can I get close enough to see? It's not letting me zoom in any more than this. So we had 1 hit on the starboard side. That's right where the engine room is. This well goes in, you know, for a ways, and then there's like a ramp where they store all the vehicles and stuff. And right behind that well is the engine room. So the engine room begins right around here. There's the exhaust for the engine room. The exhaust isn't always right above, but it's usually, you know, close. So we hit the aft end of the engine room. I don't know. It's still going pretty good though. Those shafts didn't take any damage apparently. Let me time compress it, see what happens. Just seeing if it slowly sinks or anything. At least slow down. I mean, come on. Both those shafts should look like little, the letter L for a loser. Okay. Yeah, so the damage model, you can tell it definitely took on water. It has a list. But, all right. The damage model is not a big deal. They have lots of other things to fix before the damage model. Let's finish the game. This wasn't a mission, but I'm just curious as to if it gave me credit for anything. It said success because I destroyed it. All right, so the Type 075 Yushin was destroyed by 2 Mark 48s. Yeah, yay, yes. The shaft is made of stellium, yeah. Yeah. All right, I'm going to take a quick coffee break to refill my coffee, and then we'll be right back, okay, boys? You guys want some... You want some of the in-game music? Audio. There we go. Feel free to mute it if you don't like it. We'll be right back. Monday. We back. We back. My cup has a leak. Anyway. All right, so what are we going to do? We got to do another one of those missions. So let's build our own, because I don't trust this game to not put us in shallow water. Can I do a cruise strike? I've never done a cruise strike, so I don't know what that is. So vertical position should be shallow, not surfaced. We'll see where it sticks us. Oh, this is go and launch a tomahawk. Okay, never mind. That's boring as fuck. Whatever. Convoy size is small, shallow, medium range, because we're going to run in on them. As long as it's deep water, it's fine. I like having the flexibility of medium range so I can reposition how I want to approach it. No civilian traffic. Time of day is day. Good weather. Block 4. Don't break the periscopes this time. Let's go. Let's go. YouTube's working. Everybody's working. Yeah, normal guy. I know. That's odd. I agree. I don't know why they have sonars. But again, so the way I'm approaching this game after last week, I've reset entirely. I'm only learning what this game does and not judging it for realism. That's it. In this game, that contact has that sonar. Next time I see it, I now have 2 contacts, type 55, and the LHD has that sonar. And I'm forgetting everything that's possibly realistic. That's active sonar right there. Let's see who we got. Yep. And I'm going to do my best to consistently not refer to realism anymore. I have to like get out of that mode. What are we in? Bearing 270, we'll call it 5 kilohertz. And we'll mute the alarm so you guys don't go crazy. Let's set the mood lighting. All right, let's go to periscope depth carefully. Yeah, I'll set that one to there. Gonna set up my sonar girls. Get in there, girlfriend. There she is. And how about you? Yeah. We'll set up ESM. Okay, everybody's crewed. We're 5 knots, 160 feet, course 300, active sonar 30 degrees off the bow on the port side. Let's make our depth 4 feet. Head 2/3. Rosie's here. How's it going, Rosie? War Crime Mondays. No, we did get a good shot in on the LHD. So we're practicing with our torpedoes. We saw some odd behavior, but that's just jank is all that is. The big thing is we know our torpedoes print on sonar as 150 hertz and the harmonics of 150, 300, 450, 600. If you see those really, really strong on a bearing, that's probably the bearing of our own weapon. Just make a little note of that. See, because we know nothing about the acoustic signature of all these contacts, everything we do and don't see tells us something. So it's all going in the book. I'm building a spreadsheet for this. All right, what's our depth now? Oh, 74 feet. Very good, very good. Let's go ahead and slow down. Let's slow down. Let's raise. Oh, yeah, let's also... How about we rig for a dive? How about that? Huh? We're onto the water, guys. Let's go HD1 mast. Let's go to our mast. Let's select number 1. Yeah, now do you see how that's already raised up a little bit? That's what should have happened. Why is that not orange? Okay, you know what? As long as it raises up, that's all I care about. Okay, it's going to raise up. Hallelujah. Oh, yeah, okay. There she blows. Oh, and she's got an escort today. Yay. Multiple contacts on the bearing. No. Yeah. Oh, that's weird. What the hell am I looking at? It looks like two ships. Yeah. This is a merchant on the on the backside of it. Yeah. 9,000 yards. Wait a second. How is this one closer than the one behind it? The laser range to that one is 8,900 yards, and it came out from behind the silhouette of this Type 55 we're looking at. That is 9,300 yards away. What? Oh my God. God bless America. 8,700 yards. I'm okay with that one. All right. Today we're going to prosecute the Type 55 and sink him. 9,300 yards. Let's go ahead and mark the bearing as Victor 1. Angle in the bow, starboard. It's close enough to 90 to... That's all I care about. Angle in the bow. I'll just call it 90. You going to let me type? You're not going to let me type? Why not? Why can't I type in the box? Oh, speed. Okay, sure. Speed is... It doesn't appear to be moving at all, but I'm going to call it 5 knots. Okay. All right, let's mark that. It's got a good sonar trace, but that also might be the merchant ships we saw. Because the merchant ships are clearly moving, right? Unless he's going in reverse, he's not moving. We should probably, if we have time, and I think we will, record some of the merchant ships just to see what they are, you know. Well, why not, right? I'm only worried about these knuckleheads here. What's your range? Yeah, he's not moving. Son of a bitch. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. I can still record him. I hope he's making noise. I don't know. Oh, let's raise the ESM mast. Just get those ESM contacts real quick. Yep. What's their speed say they are? 4 knots. Okay. All right. So track those knuckleheads. Sierra 1 is the LHD, which we kind of don't care about because we've already sank it and recorded it. We know all about the LHD. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'm not sure what I'm looking at there, so I'm not going to say anything. It's not a big deal. All right. Our depth, let's go to 5 feet. No. Cancel. Let's go to 150 feet. Also, let's just double check our sonar. Let's make sure that fathometer says we're okay. I didn't set up the fathometer this time. That was a mistake. Always set the fathometer up. Set to 1,000 feet. Should be very deep water, but let's check. Yeah, 8,000 feet. That's fine. Plenty of water depth. So we're getting really good signal strength, 5 kilohertz, 1 PRF, 81 decibels. Are both going active? It's possible. I'm going to drive between the Type 55 and the LHD, and we should watch the actives. If they're both going active, change bearing. But right now, we only see one active. And they're both so close to each other that I'm not sure which one it is. It is on the side of the Type 55, dead in the water, going active. That's not unreasonable. So if he's dead in the water, the trace that's right here is the merchant's. Now, if that ship is moving, which he might be, I might be wrong, then that would be him. But boy, well, let's take a listen. Haha. How about let's use our ears. Let's orally classify who this is. Does he sound like a merchant? Does he sound like a warship? Okay, in this game, I remember that sound as the merchant. And this is definitely the LHD. That's definitely him, for sure. Plus, we already know his bearing. So, yeah. Pardon me. All right. Let's turn that off. Now, let's go back to fire control. And what I want to do is I want to look at our Victor contact. Oh, yeah, we got to tell fire control to leave him alone. Hold on a second. Ugh. Secure TMA solutions on Victor 1. Okay. Victor 1 belongs to me now. Now we can go over here and go Victor 1. And I'm going to assume that he's dead in the water. So I'm going to put Victor 1, good range, good course. I'm assuming his course is matching the things he's protecting. So what is the course of Alpha 1? Will it show me that? Alpha 1 is on a course of 353. So I'm going to put Victor 1, course 353. The bearing is good. I think he's dead in the water. 0 knots. Apply that. Now I'm going to drive the boat based off that position. Oh, fudge. Thank you. Oh, 353. Sorry, yeah. I must have hit the wrong button. There we go. Now, we know his range. Oh, we don't know his... What I saw visually and what the laser said were two different ranges. Because these two contacts came out from behind him. That's funny. So Sierra 1 and Sierra 2, or Sierra 2, Sierra 3, should be matching Alpha 1, Alpha 2. Let me go help out the fire controlman and see if he lets me help him, because he may change this right back. His course, we know for a fact, is 353. The range we were not sure of, because we don't believe the laser. Oh, bearing, son of a bitch. Okay, cancel that. Reset. I hit the wrong... Oh, my God. 274. Set it back to where it was. Enter that. Now, course 353. Enter. Let's apply that. His range... I'm not going to mess with the range. That doesn't stack great, but it's because the range is wrong. Now, if I just take the cursor and move it out to here, I wonder if that stacks any better. Yeah, it actually does. Ugh. Oh my God. Right there. And then the range. There it is. That's a good stack. That's where he's at for CR2. I'm going to apply that. Let's just see if the AI fire controlman agrees. We'll have to give him a few minutes. He's managing a lot of contacts right now. Let's make sure all mast antennas are down. They are. Okay, 5 knots, 150 feet. Let's speed up to a head standard. I don't expect to have any contact below the layer. Layer's at 72 feet again. If he's dead in the water, we should come to course like 300. Bottom bounce is at 10,000 again. Exact same environment. It's funny how, whether it's shallow water, deep water, it's always the same environment, it seems. Wish we had a little more variability in that. That'd be nice. What did I want to check? Oh, the active. There should be enough bearing separation now to determine who is going active. All right, so the new information is all the way down here at the bottom. Bearing 303, that would be the LHD. He's the guy on the right. And again, that's assuming my Type 55 is not moving. Because if my Type 55 is moving north, that's exactly where he would be. So can't really hang my hat on that either. I could be wrong about the Type 55 speed, is what I think is happening here. Let's see here. Sierra 2. Well, he hasn't changed Sierra 2 back. Let's see, since we have a minute here, let's help him out with Sierra 3. Sierra 3 is on the same course. And so let's go to Sierra 3. Right? I'll zoom in just a little bit. Oh, he's not updating it because we don't have any new sonar data. That makes sense. Let's go ahead and fix the course. 353. Apply that. Because we have no new sonar data, we can't really do much more than that. So we got to regain sonar as fast as possible. Did I already change the course? I don't think I did. I meant to, but I didn't. 300. Oh, that's our current heading, 300. Okay. This is a good course. All right, so all we got to do is wait. Yeah. We'll watch the chart. What I'm trying to do is position myself between Sierra 1 and Sierra 3. Well, we don't have the warship for some reason on... Oh, Victor 1. You can't see it because it's under Alpha 1. There's a Victor 1 right there. I'm trying to get between my cursor and this white box. So that's why this is a good course. Let's read some chat. Let's see. Hey, Dragon. Vice says, if he starts to rappel down towards me... What? Okay. Oh, there's a spider on the ceiling. That's scary. Yeah, I don't like spiders. Yeah, you could always, move, find a new place to live. That's my solution. Yeah, he could just be a fan. Make sure he likes and subscribes on YouTube. That's free. You can do it for free over there. All right, so let's just go to 2 times. Last time I went to 4 times, it said can't do it. So, and there's actually more contacts now, so let's not push it. Do a little bit of time compression here. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me on a Monday. We don't normally stream on Mondays. So, just for filler, to pass some time, let me give you guys an idea of what's going on. So, I'm doing an interview tomorrow on another YouTube channel, and when it comes out, I'll tell you where it is and who it is and all that stuff. It's on camera interview too. It's like you guys will see me. Not that you can't see me now, but whatever. Okay, so that's tomorrow. Wednesday's Work Crime Wednesday, of course, but it's an early stream on Wednesday. Okay, so that's the change. I will be streaming at noon, but it's going to be close towards the end of the stream because we have to stop between 1 and 2 o'clock. So I'll start a little bit early so you guys get your 3 to 4 hours minimum. And then on Friday, we have a special event that I'm going to announce on Wednesday, which means that we're not streaming on Friday. And I know the gentleman earlier is like, what days do you stream consistently? It's Wednesday, Friday, always. This week happens to be an exception. But the cool thing is, because of all the extra stuff I did over the past couple weeks, the rest of this month, barring any life changes, because that happens. If life doesn't happen, it's going to be every Wednesday, every Friday for sure, and then extra streams in between. Because I got all my sub-brief responsibilities done. through July, except for like one script that's going to come at some point. And when that script comes, I'll just record it. I read the words on the page into the microphone. You know, that's what I'm going to do. Which means I can have a lot more time doing this. Yeah, a lot more time doing this. My goal for June is to stream 100 hours minimum, which does not sound difficult, but boy, I've been falling short. I'm averaging about 80 right now, doing Wednesdays, Thursdays, and then the extra random ones here and there. So I might have to do Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and I don't want to do Monday streams consistently because my busiest day of the week, the things that come up that I don't know about that hit me in the face via email happen every Monday morning. Or if they happen on Monday morning. So I really can't commit to a Monday being a regular stream day because I won't know myself that I can't stream until like 9 or 10 a.m. if something goes wrong, you know. Yeah. Oh, did I announce? I haven't announced what's going on Friday today. You guys have no idea what's going on Friday. You guys know what's not going to happen. You guys know that. You don't know why it's not happening. That's a secret. But I'll tell you guys on Wednesday. All right. So if we come to periscope depth right now and look at the Type 55, we will know for sure if it moved at all because it'll be way down to the southwest. And the Sierra 1, the LHD is all the way up to the north. So let's go back to real time. Let's go to the helm. Let's go, let's make our depth 4 feet. All right, let's make sure we're coming up. Once we get momentum, we're going to slow down. There we go. All right, 2/3. And once this gets below 100 feet, we'll go down to 1/3. Also, let's deploy the fat line. Shut the head valve, for the love of God. I can't believe that defaults to auto. Holy crap. Imagine, what's a good example? Do you guys know how they have the automatic doors at the grocery market? The, what do you call it? Where you buy your produce and stuff. And, or like Walmart, right? You know, you walk up to it, and the door detects you so it opens. Imagine having a valve underwater that if it detects something, it opens up and lets the seawater in. That's what that is. Why is that in auto? Doesn't make any sense. Well, we do have 3 contacts, so 2 merchants and a warship, probably. Let's go back, make sure we're ahead 1/3. We are. Okay, let's get on the scope. Oh, shit. Haha. Scope's already out of the water. Good for us. Yay. Yep, there's our warship. He's not doing nothing. He's not even going active, is he? I do need to verify that, but there we go. Type 55 big boy. 4,600 yards away. Angle on the bows, a starboard 40 maybe? Speed is definitely 0. Let's update the range and hit the mark button. Again, you want to hit the mark button when the vertical line is on his tallest mast. Right there, mark. That's a little more accurate. Okay. I am going to verify the bearing of the active here in just a second. I have not forgot. I just want to update. Ooh, holy cow. Ooh, I got dizzy. Okay, that's not a good sign. What the hell? Apparently, for some reason, the blood didn't go to my brain for a second. But it's back now, boys, so let's go. 3,000. It's okay. Aha. Yeah, this guy's definitely moving. Okay. Okay. I'll catch up with the two merchants later. Let's get this dead in the water warship first. He's our higher priority. Oh yeah, let's raise the ESM mast. Update the AIS. Bong. All right, AIS is updated. Yay. So we should have, like, whenever we have manned crews, like you guys joining me and we're playing co-op, I'd have the fire controlman, and he'd probably do this on his own. Wouldn't even need to be told. Match Sierra 2 to Alpha 1 and Sierra 3 to Alpha 2, or vice versa, just as long as it's consistent. And then we would merge those two solutions in fire control. The merging right now doesn't work the way I like it, so I'm not going to merge it. And I'm not even going to manually bother with it. But I know that the A1 is the bearing right now. The reason why you don't want to leave it on the AIS is the moment we lower the ESM mast, the AIS does not generate bearing the way Sierra numbers do in this video game. So I really hope to get the merge thing addressed. All right, let's go ahead and lower all mast and antennas. Probably not going to go below the layer. This guy's already pretty close. Yeah, let's take a look at him on sonar. Which one's the sonar button? Ah, I guessed right. So because he's dead in the water, he's got nothing. Let's check the towed array. Oh, wait. All right, so we do have something on low frequency towed array. That's cool. Let's put out both towed arrays, I guess, because man, we have a lot of interfering noise. Okay. This guy right here. This would be our Type 55. Let's move my cursor there. Let's listen. Oh, it could be the ambiguous of that as well. Son of a gun. That's not going to work. Yeah, the ambiguous bearing of the LHD is the same bearing or close to it of where we're seeing the warship. I kind of did that to myself by driving between the two. Let's check the active. And there are two actives. Okay. Yep, so they're both going active. They both have the same active frequency, which is 5 kilohertz. The PRF is 1. Okay. So at least the guy's doing something. The guy, being the Type 55 destroyer, he's doing something over there. I got to drive the boat in a way that we need to get him on his own angle. So let's take a look at the chart. That's not the chart. This is sort of the chart. All right, I want to drive to Victor 1. Let's go to Victor 1. He's dead in the water, so the only thing that really matters is his bearing and range. Let's go ahead and apply that. Okay. So if I point him, yeah, let's come down to like 200, 210. He's really close. We could even come to like 190. I'm going to drive back past him, and all of these guys up here will be in our aft end fire out of the way, and the only guy that will be in our forward end fire and coming down the array will be the one we want to check the tonals on. And because he's not moving, I got to get really close. So let's come left to course 200. Yeah, 200. And I'll reassess once we're there. Head 2/3. What's our depth? Okay. Mast. Make sure we lowered all mast and antennas. Okay. Once we get on course, I'm going to take another look at it. Make sure my range is correct. I wasn't sure about... The range was good, but the bearing was old. But he's not moving. But we are, so that does matter. So we got to be careful. No, boy. Someone's asking if there's any update on the layer depth. No. I'm not part of the development testing team at all. So I'm not in that communication loop. You'd have to ask someone else. I'm just a YouTuber. That's all I am. No, I haven't seen any evidence of them firing weapons yet, which is our perfect opportunity to do what we're doing. We're trying to get close to every warship, drag the towed array by it very slow at 5 knots, and just listen to what its narrowband tonals are. That's our goal today. And once we do that, we'll go ahead and sink it just for torpedo practice. I'm getting really good at launching the weapons, which is good. I didn't expect to get good at that, but we're getting much better. All right, are we on course yet? Not yet. All right, let's compress the time to ×2. We're coming to 200. We're waiting on this number to say 200 right there. Oh, wow, I can't even go into 2 times. What the hell? I can't go, okay, no more time compression. Wow. I got a beefy little computer here, but apparently it's not beefy enough. Oh, well, that scratches the idea. I was going to try and do mission 1 of the campaign. But in mission 1 of the campaign, all of the contacts are, well, that's not true. They changed it. Originally, they were far away. But they made them closer, so we might still be able to start it. I'd like to get past mission 1 just to see what mission 2 is. I've only tried it once, maybe twice, and we didn't pass it either time. All right, we're on. Let's go ahead and head 1/3. Let's go ahead and raise, since we're at periscope depth, let me take a quick look at the contact. I'll raise the SM mast once I get a good view of him, so we'll do both. So I want to go down his starboard side. The side that we're looking at is the side that I want to drive down. So we're going to go like this direction, and he'll go down our towed array at less than 3,000 yards. We should get a good idea of what he's running, but without running his engines, we won't have that line. I really want his engine line because that's going to be the one we track in the game the most, probably. We should get all of his hotel loads. Like, he runs generators to keep the lights on. He's running active sonar, so he has electricity. So at the very least, he'll have an electrical generator that's powered by a diesel engine running. We should get those lines as well. Okay. And then we'll shoot him in the butt. Shoot him in the butt. Oh. All right, those guys are going over the horizon. I'm not too worried about them. Yeah. All right, let's lower this. Let's bump that ESM mast back up real quick. There we go. This will update the AIS, and you'll watch them jump. You'll see how A2 will suddenly be like, it'll be farther north here in just a second. That's because it didn't generate the bearing normally, like it does for the other contact. You see how they just jumped? Yeah. But Fire Control has a really good solution now, so yay. Or no, they don't. They called them new contacts. All right, sonar's kind of screwing Fire Control right now. That's a sonar fault. But, okay, whatever. I'm not even worried about them. Yeah. They're exactly where I thought they would be. That's all I need to know. Let's lower everything. All right, let's go back to sonar. So... we got to update the Victor number. Yeah, he was bearing 222. Yep, let's apply that. Did I not mark his bearing? Oh shit. All right, let's go back to the scope. I don't remember marking his bearing with the button, so maybe I didn't. We want to make sure we do this. Because we don't have any sonar contact on him at all. This guy right here. All right, 3,400 yards, angle and bow, probably the same. Speed 0, warship, mark. Okay, now down. Lower all mast and antennas. I'm doing the lower mast from antennas from here just so I don't accidentally break the scope on that console. That's all. That's the only reason why I'm doing that. Let's go to sonar. We know that he bears right about here. Let's check our lab. We did put TB29 out, right? Yeah, we did. Okay, he's only 3,000 yards away. We are above the layer, right? Yeah, we're at periscope depth. 5 knots. If he has anything running, we should see it. I need to go back to the chart and get his bearings. So let's get off this. I want to go to the actual chart this time, not fire control. Yeah. So he's going to be on our starboard side. He's in our forward end fire. That's his real position. Yeah, 1.6, which matches that. So range is good. All right, his bearing is 217. So let's go back to sonar and look down on narrowband. Once our towed arrays are stable. Neither one are stable yet. But like on the wall, we don't have... The tactical will be stable first, so we'll watch this one here. But right here, we should have some audio maybe. That's his bearing. No audio. Okay. I could speed up and that would straighten out the towed array sooner, but we'll just wait. Wim80 says, greetings. Did they have any feedback on whether the layer... No, I have no feedback. They have not said anything as far as I know. Are there any submarines like diesel electrics that are so quiet that you can't pick any sound up? I've never met any submarine that had no sound. So as far as I know, no. We have seen an LHD with no sound, no narrowband tonals, where it made broadband only in this game. We just saw it like last encounter. Ah, Sierra 5. Hello. There's nobody on that bearing. The fuck is Sierra 5? What sensor is Sierra 5 on? It says it's on the lab and the WA. You've lost your mind. There's nothing there, sonar. What are you listening to? All right. Well, the towed arrays are stable, I think. We have a lot of bearing rate on these guys, so it's hard to tell. But let's just check narrowband real quick. 220. Oh, wow. Hold on. Let me fix this. Put the cursor bearing about 220. He is going to go down pretty fast. 230. Let's update. There we go. Update button. Okay. I'm going to leave this an update. We're going to go look at the scope and see where his real bearing is. $200. Oh my God, we're heading right for him. Okay, let's... Does he have a backing bell on? No way. It's almost like he's going in reverse, but let's change our course so we don't hit the guy. We're going to come left to 180. Towed arrays will be unstable again, but at least we won't hit them. Let's make sure that we are turning. Yeah, you see how the scope's looking straight ahead, and it's moving away from him. That means we're turning away from him. That's good. Oh my God, that's a different... Oh no, it's the same angle. Wow, okay. It's funny, the angle on the bow can be like a mirage where you could see a closing 40 or an opening 120, depending on the aspect, you know. And for a second there, I was looking at the reverse. Yeah, that's crazy. Let's go ahead and do that. 2,600 yards. I'm going to go ahead and hit the mark button. Right there. Okay. So his bearing is 200. We'll get back on sonar. Towed arrays are kind of useless right now because they're unstable again. But if we put the cursor bearing 200, we might get light. He's only a mile away. He's about a mile from us. Oh, I got to stop the update. Okay, pause it. I don't know why I'm not getting any. I should get something, some kind of waterfall there. I don't know. Even if there's no contact, you should get something. Background noise. All right, so what is this? 200. Right about there. Nothing. Okay. So let's turn off the audio. Let's go to active sonar. Do we have active sonar bearing 200? Yes. There it is. This is the active sonar coming from the warship right here. Or they're both warships, but from the Type 55 right there. So he's definitely making electricity to run that active sonar. So he's not literally dead in the water. He's just not moving, which is also called dead in the water. It's just not literally not running anything else. CR5 is now CR8. Why, sonar? Why? I have no idea. Sometimes the sonar operators, they do weird things. That's actually, yeah, CR5 is his, that's his right bearing. How is that possible? Hold up. Wait a minute. The bearing on the screen is not the bearing on the tracker. Mind blown. Okay, I have no idea what sonar is doing. Wow. Oh, it's there now. Oh, good job fixing it, sonar, after I mentioned it to everybody on the stream. These guys are like real human beings at this point. Still no contact there. Are we steady on course yet? Yes. Okay, let's turn that off. Let's start looking at the towed array. Let's look at narrowband. And we want to look at CR5. I wonder if you can assign CR5 to the sensor. Like, CR5 is tracking something on the sphere, right? Like, I know it's on the bearing of the warship, right? So what I want to do is, instead of steering these grams around with my cursor, like that, I want to assign the center gram, this 211, this middle gram of the 5 grams here, to a tracker. Is there a way to do that? I don't know. I am going to classify it. Let's make it a warship. Hold on. There we go. Warship. That's the warship symbol right there. All right. So we have no waterfall. That's why. Oh, I'm on the wrong array. That's why. Let's go to the right away. There we go. Now that fixed it. A little bit of operator error there. That's all that was. That's all that was. So he probably has no tonals. That's a shame. We're so close to him. We're literally within 2,000 yards. On the same side of the layer that he is. We should have something. If he's running something, we should have it. What's my cursor bearing? 217. Let's steer it over to here because he is going down the array. So let's see if this gives us anything. Hmm. Interesting. Okay, let's get back on him. Let's check his bearing. His bearing is now 210. Back on sonar. Let's look at 210. Hello? Okay. All right, we got 233. Total array looks like it's stable now, maybe. Here's what I don't get is where's own ship? I mean, we're just quiet, I guess. All right, what do we got here? That's interesting. A little ramp up, little ramp up. Is there a relationship there? 150 hertz, yeah. 150 hertz difference between those two ramps. Something, a fan or a pump was speeding up is what that would be, but it went away, so now I don't know. Yeah, we got to catch these guys when they're moving, it looks like. Okay, so from now on, if a contact's dead in the water, we won't waste our time. Like I said, even when you don't see something, you still learn something. We've learned, dead in the water, don't even bother. Just move on to the targets that are actually moving in the scenario, and we can get our acoustic data from them. That's exactly what we've learned from this. Alrighty, let's take a look at him and shoot him. Oh, fuck. I did not. I hope I didn't fuck it up. Okay, thank God. All right, we're going to shoot this guy that's 1,400 yards away with tube 1. And tube 2, why not? Can't shoot a Victor number. I have an idea. I have an idea. Beware. Danger. I have an idea. That's really dumb. What are we doing? What are we doing? What's happening? Hit 2/3. Lower all masted antennas. I'm trying to whip this boat around like a handbrake. We're going to be drifting. We're Tokyo drifting towards the contact. We don't have sonar contact on this guy because he's dead in the water. So we're going to use our active sonar to track him. And we're going to steady up on course 240. 230. Yep. Head 1/3, back to sonar. Secure narrowband update. We're going to use the sail array. The gain, we'll use 2 decibels. We'll start there. I want full range. Transmit active sonar. That's him. Can I assign a Sierra number to that? And where the hell's the rest of my numbers? I want to shoot that. What will fire control let me do? I can't shoot a Victor number. It won't let me do that. Does the sonar have anything near Victor 1? Oh my God, I don't know. Range 1,000 yards. I'm going to see if it lets me shoot it. It didn't before, but let's try it again. Let's go to tube 2. There's my load of Mark 48. Make it ready. Let's flood it. Victor 1, apply. Good. So far, so good. It's a surface contact. Apply the presets. Door is open, but I can't arm it. Why? Okay, let me just assign it. Victor 1 is assigned to tube 2. This is tube 2. The door is opened. Open door? Okay, now it's opened. Why did it say door opened when it wasn't opened? Shoot tube 2. Okay, weapons merged on the bearing of the target. Let's go back and check sonar. He's right off our bow, baby. Probably not a good place to be, actually. We should start turning. Lordy, lordy, lordy. Our heading. Let's come to 240 like God originally intended. Let's go back to the scope. We should see an explosion. There it is. Yay. So the torpedo worked great the first time, and now we're turning so we don't collide with what will soon be a reef. All right, so yeah, we're getting really good at the weapons. We can shoot Victor numbers now. Not that we could before. I wasn't doing it right before is what I'm trying to say. Like, we've learned a lot. We've made a lot of progress. That's a really good hit. Like, that breaks the ship right there. Let's post-launch tube 2. There we go. And job is done. And we managed to not break the periscope. Yay! How about that? Yeah, Cold Waters, I agree, is much more accessible for general audiences. This is quite literally a simulator, and you do need a master's degree in submarining to run it. And that's as intended, by the way. The devs have stated that repeatedly. So that's not changing. What I think will happen, this is if I had a crystal ball, when this game is done, so let's start whenever that is. You pick a date, not me. When this game is done, people will start making mods for it to make it easier to play. That's what I think will happen. What time is it? Oh shit. I don't have time for another one, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. Let's see what kind of mission credit we get. Probably no credit because I did destroy the Renai and the Type 75 went on his way. So here's a little something that I learned in the video that they did, the Q&A the devs did last week. They said that secondary objectives are optional. The primary objective is the one that's required. So sink the enemy convoy. Okay, they could define it like that. Because whenever I sank the enemy convoy, not this time, but in a previous one, I did not sink the Type 55 because he was very far away. It was like 20,000 yards away, and he wasn't moving with the fleet. So I didn't consider him as part of the convoy. But man, if you have warships, especially if they're going active, consider them part of the convoy and just sink them. Because I failed that objective, or I failed the mission, because I sank everybody in the convoy that was moving with the convoy. Didn't sink the Type 55 and then failed. So another lesson learned. So we did learn some good data. Let me review what we learned. LHD, the Type 75, has active sonar at 5 kilohertz. Didn't expect that. The Mark 48 torpedo emits 150 hertz and its harmonics. Very strong. Can't miss it. If a contact's dead in the water, don't bother trying to get any kind of tonals from it. But you can track it inside 1,500 yards with high frequency active. And we can shoot on Victor bearings, which you probably always could. I just had trouble with that. That's a me thing. But now I'm better at doing it. So good, good, good. All right. Yeah, like I said, I'm not a fire controlman, so I'm having to learn fire control like the rest of you guys are learning it. Yeah. Add caps. We got everything. I got this little notebook. I'm going to put it into a spreadsheet. I already started the spreadsheet this morning. I'll add that new data to it. And when it's done, and I'm confident that it's accurate. That's the most important thing. I'll publish it to the Discord. You guys can download it from Discord if you want to. Alrighty. That's it for today. Next stream is Wednesday. And lots of good things happening this week. I'm pretty excited. Can't wait to tell you all about them. That's a little tease. You guys have a good one. See y'all later. Bye. Bye now. Oh, why am I angry? I got to talk to the art department. They're always making me angry. I'm not angry. I'm angry that I'm not angry now. Stop making me angry on the thumbnail. I have to talk to Jen. See you guys later.